Hello and compliments of the season. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Eyewitness Report. I am Jomi Otaibi. As the Lagos and Ogun state governments step up efforts towards sanitizing the environment, this week's edition of Eyewitness Report will highlight a recent clampdown on commercial motorcycle operators, also known as Okada riders, in the Alakija and Amuwo Odofin areas of Lagos State, and the demolition of Shanties around the popular livestock market in Kara, Ogun State. Stay with us for these and more. We begin from Lagos. It's no longer news that the Lagos state government has prohibited commercial motorcyclists, popularly known as Okada riders, from plying major roads and some bridges across the state. But despite the ban, some motorcycle riders are still operating on these roads. The Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Enforcement Unit recently visited one of the restricted roads in Amuwo Odofin local government area of the state and seized hundreds of motorcycles in continuation of the enforcement of the ban.
As usual, operatives of the Lagos State Government Task Force stormed the Alakija area of Amuwo Odofin unannounced. Their mission is to clear commercial motorcycle operators from major roads. It's a massive enforcement covering roads in Alakija, Berja, Festac Town, Apple Junction, among others. In the process of the crackdown, hundreds of commercial motorcycles were confiscated. The operation, which lasts for several hours, is led by the chairman of the unit.
Alakija is one of the strongholds of Okada operators. And those Okada operators, they dwell on that business during the day, and at night they constitute nuisance. And they have believed that there is no way enforcement will come to them. And we as law enforcers, we always advance towards some mapped out area. So Alakija has been mapped out for enforcement for quite some months. We've been there several times. And what transpired there was pure manifestation of lawlessness, which you are all witness to. You saw them threw naked fire into our truck with the intention to burn the truck and whatever we have in the truck, not minding the fact that it might even affect other road users. One significant thing about that location is that it takes you to Badagry, it takes you to Alabarago, it takes you to Alaba International, it takes you back to Mile 2, it takes you back to Apapa, it takes you into Festac. So that is a stronghold where they operate with impunity. And when it comes to state laws, whether you like it or not, you have to key into it. When it comes to law, there are always law officers that will either enforce the law or otherwise. And in a situation whereby we have exhausted all means of talking to them, all means of making them understand that this thing is forbidden, this thing is not allowed, and they turn deaf ears to us, that is when it comes into enforcement. And they all knew that that place is a restricted route. We don't go on any route that there is no restriction. So what they are doing is pure violation of state government law. For as long as they keep violating the law, enforcement will keep going to them. It's possible some people have the idea that, oh, they have done enforcement today on Friday, on Monday they will have to rest. Law officers doesn't rest. It's not for only me, it's not for all other guys that we work together. We have different teams that they are purely into enforcement. These people are financiers. Our message to them is to move to areas that are not restricted for the use of motorcycles. If Major Express is a restricted route, please don't do your business there. If Major Express is an area where you cannot use your motorcycle, don't even sell motorcycle on that axis, because you are encouraging them to violate state law. And you were there when I warned the man that is into that business. Next time we come, we will treat him that way, because those Okadas he displays right on the express are being bought and being used right on that same express. So it's a means of livelihood for a lot of people, and nobody wants to deprive anybody from any livelihood. But it is very important to observe what they call law, what they call state laws. If there is restriction on that route, they should move to other areas that enforcement cannot get to, that there is no enforcement. They should come to that area. But do you know the irony of it is that by the time they all relocate from that territory, then they will go and get another place densely populated, and that will result into a lot of environmental nuisance and infraction.
The Lagos State Task Force is also empowered to deal with environmental infractions like street trading. Channels Television monitored one of its recent enforcement, the clampdown on traders on the Agege and Oshodi axis of the Lagos-Ibadan railway line. This report follows an eyewitness video showing the return of street trading near the railway line.
An eyewitness video shows the return of trading activities on the Agege corridor of the Lagos-Ibadan rail line several weeks after they were sacked by the Lagos State Task Force. The enforcement team had cleared makeshift stores and other structures on the railway. Members of the Lagos State Environmental and Enforcement and Special Offences Unit at work, clearing makeshift stores and other structures along the Agege railway corridor. The exercise is to discourage people from conducting business on the rail tracks and prevent them from placing impediments which hinder train movement. While the enforcement is on, traders attempt to move their wares as quickly as possible before the enforcement officers get to them. For those who are not quick enough, their wares are seized and carted away. In the course of the exercise, arrests are also made.
See what they're doing. Go like this, girl. Move up. Can I go? Carry on, they fight. Black Maria, you fight. I think they are a press matter. This is how they're supposed to come to us. At least they have to give us notice to back from there. Not just come to attack and harassing people. No, let me talk to him. He's a press man. Let him tell it to your own. That's not how things is done. I know we are Nigerian as everybody, and we are just from another part of the country.
Spontaneous reactions cannot be ruled out in this situation. This woman begs for mercy. She says as a widow, she has to trade in order to take care of herself and her 5 children. Some of the traders claim they were not informed ahead of the enforcement, giving reasons for trading on the rail tracks.
Please, I want to intercede on the behalf of we the trader. We are suffering. Government should please to assist us. They should please to assist us. If at all we cannot be able to stay in this place, that they should please find a place for us to stay.
Well, of course, you know it is long, but nobody informed us that you are coming. It just be like magic for us to see this kind of things not happen.
Some distance away from the railway line is the Agege main market complex built by the Lagos state government. So one wonders why the traders choose to situate their businesses on the rail tracks instead of taking up shops in the market.
The market was so very full and there's not enough space for people to be trading. People are selling fowl now. Me too, I'm doing business here. I own a POS and that is a little business. How do you want me to go and collect a shop of 5 million when I didn't have the capital of 1 million?
Regardless of appeals from affected traders, the Lagos State Task Force appears relentless in carrying out its mandate.
The major objective of this particular enforcement is to remove all form of impediments on the rail tracks. Is to discourage people from carrying out businesses along rail tracks, and is to ensure that we discourage people, from doing things that are inimical to the existence of people around them, to the businesses they do, and even to the populace. It has already defaces the whole of the infrastructures here, despite the fact that it's still under construction, despite the fact that we have security operatives here. It has defaces the whole of this infrastructure. And you can see they are building a lot of rail lines, they are building pedestrian bridge for them. But rather for them to control, to maintain this place, they are turning it into slum. Women that are selling tomatoes, that are selling onions. We gave them time. We gave them time to remove everything, and we have warned them, don't come back. The next time we are here, you might not be lucky, because we might decide to go with everything. But now, market women, you say, remove all your perishable items and don't come back here. But for the young men and elderly men that have turned these rail tracks into slum, that have built houses here, that are selling scraps here, stolen properties here, fabricated properties here, they are constructing a lot of things over there. They have fridge, they have freezers, they have bed, they have wardrobes. Rail track, for goodness sake. We will not allow that to happen. It's an eyesore. Agege is a notorious area on its own. What has happened is a tip of the iceberg. What has happened is 1% of the plan we have. We are saying this as a message. that we need to pass across to them. This operation would not take us less than a month, and we are going to do it in phases. This is just a tip of the iceberg.
The enforcement is also carried out at the Oshodi axis of the Lagos-Ibadan railway line. The Lagos State Task Force returns again to evacuate traders along the rail tracks.
We don't have right to be here. We know we don't have right. All we are saying that, please, we are pleading. Let this be the first and the last for us. Please.
The Lagos State government says it is desirous to rid the state of activities that are counterproductive. The operation is expected to last until the desired result is achieved across the state.
Welcome back. Like Lagos, the Ogun State government took action against environmental infractions by demolishing illegal structures and shanties in Kara, a community along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
A bulldozer tears down illegal structures and shanties used by street traders in the latest move by the Ogun State government to sanitize Kara of environmental filth. Every illegal structure lying on the open space leading to the residential areas is not spared. The demolition is carried out under a heavy presence of security agents such as policemen and operatives of the Ogun State Community Social Orientation and Safety Corps.
The truth is this operation has to be a continuous operation. You know, government, they have the ability to start a project and not finish it. But for this particular one, it's something they need to do consistently. That is the only way they can maintain law and order here. And for those of us who live around here, there are a lot of influx of all kinds of people. A lot of items leaving Lagos from the north, they are dumped here. and a lot of people coming into Lagos from the north too. This is the first point of contact. So you see a lot of people here. So for the environment, for the communities around here, I'm sure we're going to have respite from criminal activities. And apart from that, the environmental impact of the activities, if you look at it, is just a large downside. So with this cleanup, we expect to see a difference. And apart from the cleanup, we're still praying that the government will listen to our pleas to have the underpass done for us. If the road is done, I'm sure it's going to relieve the area of so many things, and it's going to open up the area more. This is one of the fastest growing communities in Lagos and Ogun State. So with this impact, and with the completion of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, we are going to see a new lease of life around this area. For us as communities in the boundary area of Lagos and Ogun State, we appreciate that we are not the only communities in in Ogun State, because the Ogun State government has been very responsive to all our needs. It is a caring government, and for us, we are going to contribute our quota. And how do we contribute? We need to pay our taxes. For those doing business, we need to encourage them to do the right thing. Whatever it is we need to do to encourage the government. On our own, we are also seeing what we can do to assist. So when the government has done what they are supposed to do, for our areas of influence, we are going to make sure that we put in certain plans to make sure that these people don't come back again, so that the environment can improve. And we thank God for the KBSC. We have a very wonderful KBSC, the Odofin of Isheri. He has been doing so much for us also. So the truth is, all of us are cooperating, and that is what it means to have a society that functions, where the occupants, the settlers, the original owners, the government, everybody work hand in hand. And when they work hand in hand, you will see the difference.
The scene of the operation littered with excrement, animal dung and dirt under the Kara Bridge.
By natural providence, Kara area is supposed to be a prime area, but unfortunately, due to negligence over the years, it has been taken over by all sorts of characters. And as you can see here, it has become a depot of all sorts. It has become a place where drug peddler and the likes have thrived over the years. So we appreciate what is happening today to dislodge the people that have made this environment what it is today. And we want to appreciate the government for this first attempt. But our suggestion or advice is that this activity has to be sustained. It's not one-time activity. It's something that has to be carried out over and over again for us to clean up this environment. Because once you're done here now and you leave this place without replacing it with an infrastructure that can, be beneficial to the whole community, of course the people will come back and they will continue with their trade. So we appreciate this, and I will also want to say this. Few weeks back, when we are battling with the issue of the flood here, we remember we talked to the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Ola Oresoya, about the state of Kara, and true to his word, he has deployed men and equipment to clear up this. So we want to appreciate him for living up to that promise that he made to our community.
The Senior Special Assistant to the Ogun State Government on Environment explains that the move is part of the environmental revolution policy of the state government.
We want to holistically deal with the environment because of the fact that Ogun State is regarded as a storage center, and Ogun State is known everywhere as the industrial hub of the nation. We cannot continue to harbor all these shanties and garbages here. It speaks in volumes against the image of the government, and that is why we have decided to bequeath on the citizens an habitable and a very serene environment. That is our policy thrust now, and that is what we have just started. This time around, we are taking another dimension with the composition of a special task force that is moving all over the state to ensure that we have a very, very conducive environment for the people and for investors and for all people that are likely going to do businesses with Ogun State government.
According to the Ogun State government, These structures disfigure the corridor and are considered to be hideouts for criminals.
And in line with all environmental laws, we have given them 21 days in notice before we are here. And I want to tell you that this time around, we are embarking on demolitions, followed by clearance. And at the end of the day, we want also to bequeath on this place and a serene environment whereby the ministry is planning to green all these affected places to make it more habitable. So we are not leaving it. It is stages by stages. After this, another departments of the ministries are moving in to continue on the businesses. We have environmental laws, we have Ogun police that will be stationed here so that people cannot move back where we have evacuated them.
The clearing of shanties in Kara commenced back in 2021. The state has vowed to sustain the operation to the area in order to instill a healthy and safe environment, especially for those traveling along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
Remember, it's a season of joy and sharing. Please endeavor to touch someone's life positively. That's it on this edition of the program. See you again same time next week. I am Yomi Otaibi.